Welcome to the wonderful world of wellness with Dr. Andy Mencia. This medical program heard from 7 to 7:30 each Saturday right here on WSBR 740 AM is brought to you by the Adult and Geriatric Center under the medical direction of geriatrician Dr. Andy Mencia.
Good morning.
So we're standing this morning.
We are standing. With a beautiful sunrise.
Gorgeous morning.
It's gorgeous.
So, Dr.
God bless
Mencia.
America and God bless Florida.
That's right. And yes, and the Olympics is in full swing.
Full swing. Yes.
You love the Olympics,
I
don't
love
you?
the Olympics.
Why?
I love the spirit, and even more important, the teaching. And you try to extrapolate.
That's a good word.
What you see in the Olympics, and how does that apply to business? How does that apply to longevity? We all want to live as long as God will allow us to stay on this earth, and we don't want to die prematurely. So, for example, if you cross the street in a busy intersection and you don't look at the light, you're going to be prone to get hit by a car or by a truck or by something and die. But if you're cautious and it's a busy intersection and you understand the meaning of a busy intersection and you understand the consequences of that, then you will look 20 times before you cross. You make sure the light is in your favor. And even if the light is green, you say, there are crazy people out there that can still take a red light, so let me walk and be cautious because it's a busy intersection. Well, if you're up in the mountains and you're going to cross a small road, you look, but you don't look 20 times. So, we are smart. We know when to be cautious, when not to be cautious. And a lot of time people that lose their the time they are supposed to be on earth is because of carelessness. So one of the things that I think is important for us in longevity is to be careful and to be caring. And not only about yourself, because then that's called selfishness, but to be able to care about you and your surrounding, people around you. Because when you do care about those that surround you, then your legacy have risen to a different level. And you look at people like Muhammad Gandhi, you look at all these great leaders, Mother Teresa, all these great leaders, they show so little selfishness and so much human care, care about, we still live by those leaders teaching. And they went on, with their life. But we still live by their teaching, and that's very important, And I tell you, as a geriatrician, as an internist, I see a lot of people that come to the office, and we talk to them, and we say, your sugar is a little bit high, and as of today, your kidneys are perfect, so your sugar have no effect on your kidneys. You don't have any numbness or tingling of your hands or feet, so that means you have no complication, your vision is perfect. So you get a great majority of people that will get motivated and say, what do I have to do to bring the sugar down? And you get other people that just put their head on their sand, don't want to come back for any blood test because they know they have something abnormal that's going to make them feel bad. And they just hope they will go away.
Okay, so now, what is it in their psychology? Is it because they feel lonesome? Is it because they have no goals? As you said, people need to have something to look forward to. What is it that we can help them, our listeners? We love you, and we want you to live to be 100 plus, as my book says, but Dr. Mencia says 120. Okay.
120.
But what are some of the things that we can help them to do, to think about?
Well, one of the things that we need to see, and I usually tell my patients, sometimes I get husband and wife that come in, and I'm talking to one of them, and the husband might have, let's say, Alzheimer, and they really depend on the spouse to care for them, or they have kids and grandkids, and I say, well, close your eyes and feel that you have died. Just close your eyes and you are dead. You're gone. And think of the rest of your family. What's going to happen to your husband or wife? Who's going to take care of that person? If the person gets sick and end up in the hospital, what you want to be done for that person? Do you think people around him or her are going to do those things that you want to be done? So, sometimes that's what motivates us to say, okay, and that's great because they are no, we are getting them away from the me, myself, and I, the selfish, all alone in the world, versus what surrounds me. And we have people that surround us. And, I live alone. I live by myself. But I have so many patients that are my mother, my grandparents, my kids. Yesterday I saw a 14-year-old girl or 11-year-old girl, I think she was, a little baby. And she called me uncle. And, so we have all those patients become part of us. So a lot of times, I make sure that I take good care of myself. So I am there for my big family. I have a huge family, my patients and my staff. A lot
And
of
me.
time. And you.
And our
And
listeners.
Bill. And Richard. So all of those people around us, they become our motivation, and that's what people need to see, regardless of how lonely you are or alone, because I don't think we should be lonely. We are just alone. God is always with us. So no matter how alone you are never lonely. So we need to look at the difference between loneliness and being alone. You cannot be alone and be in the worst company in the world. So,
Yeah, that's very true. But let's just follow through with that, what you just said. So when people come to your practice, what is it let's say someone lives alone, but they're active. They're with a lot of other things, as you were saying.
that's
they don't
part
just
of
sit.
longevity, exactly. They are active, they have objective in life. They have objective in life. And my grandfather lived to 109. And I remember my father used to have a pile of coffee for him to get up 3 o'clock in the morning before the sun come out and start spreading the coffee so it get hit by the sun. And then in the evening, if he had nothing to do, he would pile the coffee up. So, he will always have something to do. When he felt much stronger, he would go in the we were farmers, so he would go in the field and get coffee beans or, cocoa bean. And he would just, find something to do. Sometimes he would go and take the coffee tree and any leaf that were dead, he would put them out. Like if, you're taking care of a plant of roses, So, but that was something to do for his age. And when we get up this morning, first thing we listen to the radio, to Anita and Dr. Mencia. And then after you do that, don't go back to sleep. Look around your place. Look around your condominium, your apartment, your house. Look around you. And what is there to be done in the here and now, like we say in Buddhism. In Buddhism, we say we have to learn to live the here and the now. And when we do that, it becomes like a rolling ball. You just keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. And always in a good way, in a healthy way, with very few bumps in the way to longevity. So we need, if we want to live long, we need to look what are the things that take away from us, that give us those wrinkles, that give us cancer, that give us a heart attack. And it's usually, things like hatred versus embracing, gossiping versus encouragement, helping others. versus accumulating just for you. So sometimes we get most of the day in the office we get food that is brought to us. People that want to spend time with me, half an hour talking to me, and I don't have time when I'm seeing patients. Okay, we're going to bring food for the whole staff so we can spend a good half hour with you. And sometimes the food is so much in excess that I hate to see this being thrown in the garbage. So next to me we have a car wash. So I would go and I grab some of the food that had not been used by the staff, and I go to the car wash and say, "Here, guys, I brought you guys food."
Fantastic.
And sometimes I will go see people in the corners selling the newspaper, and I bring them bread, and just spread the word.
Yeah, I love. Yeah, well, and it's obvious in the way that you look, the way you act, and I was just thinking about when we go to the theater, to the Broward Center or the Kravis. There are volunteers.
Yes.
And the volunteers, they're usually people over 60, many are 70 and 80. And that's the kind of thing I think you're talking about. Have something in your life you look forward to, that you're helping, but you're also gaining from it. And I think that, of course, we all know about being healthy in your body, but now I think we're talking about being healthy in your mind.
Absolutely.
And and people lose spouses and they lose loved ones and kids, and they have to have other things involved in their life, or they will just they can't manage.
The mind is so powerful, and we know so little about the mind. So a lot of times in Taekwondo we say mind over matter, and that the mind is able to do things that matter. Will be incomprehensive to just think of matter as an entity all by itself. That we need a spiritual part that makes matter move. So, for example, when I walk on broken glass.
I was just about to say walking on hot coals. It's the same thing,
right.
Isn't it?
Or, driving a 6-inch nail through a 4x4 piece of wood. And you say, well, your hands, so it's the hands of a doctor. It's not a hand full of calluses, and it doesn't look like a hammer to me or anything like that. But it's what we call mind over matter. I used to hold the record in Hawaii of breaking with my forehead a pile of 11 bricks, piled one on top of the other. And, we think that's before even I became a doctor. So after I became a doctor, and we hear about contusion of the brain and this and that, I say, oh my God. But the way we used to do it is not like a boxer getting punched. It's taking the spirit, taking the mind, and utilizing the mind to help us go through matter. So mind over matter is very important. So lots of time, most people, I wrote a quote, but I'm going to tell you the quote, but lots of time, most people get a cold and it will become bronchitis, then it will become bronchopneumonia, then it will go into your bloodstream and it will become sepsis, and it can even kill you or throw you into a coma from a simple cold that you just neglected. The quote that I wrote said that most people, if you watch the Olympic, you have the qualification race, and then you have the semifinal, and then you have the final race. And then go back and look at the champion. The champion on the qualification race, they're not trying to get to the finish line, they're trying to qualify. They don't care who's going to get to the finish line, whether they get there first or they get there second or third. What do I have to do to qualify? The same thing for the semifinal. Now, on the final, that's when you're going to go and use your energy in a very smart way so that you can stay within the leaders and then take the lead when the time comes to win. And so that's why out of 40 people running a race or swimming for the gold medal, only one person will get gold. only one person will get silver. So look at who are those individuals, who are those champions. And the champion is not the one that got crazy, taking everything on their way. Sometimes they just go along with the rest of the group to make sure that you are in a survival mode. So a lot of times when we catch a cold, we can throw the towel and say, this is it, I'm sick, I'm just going to lay down in bed. And that's why, in this country, we give you sick days, and you can utilize your sick days. I have employees of mine that have been with me for years, over 10 years, and have never taken a sick day. Never taken a sick day.
And here you are in a world of where people are coming in and they're sick.
Yeah,
now, that's
right.
talk about mind over matter.
Right.
They don't catch it.
No. And sometimes, it's funny that you see they have a 3-day weekend, and on the 4th day when they're supposed to come back to work, they say, oh, I'm sick, I have a headache, I'm not coming in.
We know that.
Yeah. So, it might be real or not, but, you put a burden on the rest of your team, on the rest of the group. And that's when you have to start thinking, we are a team player. And a lot of times, you get, if you look at any company, the boss is usually the one that will take less sick days because that's the boss. And then among the staff, who is more loyal, who has loyalty in their, in their moral value, or who has the moral value to do what they want to do, to come across with the right thing. And then we have the teaching of societies. This is a beautiful country. We have people here from China, from India, from Israel, from Iran,
South
any
America.
country, South America, South Africa. We have people all over the world. The world lives here. And we need to embrace those cultures. What are they teaching us? What are they doing that we can learn from each other? And, that is the survival mode. That's what's going to help us make the qualification for the next race.
Oh, that's beautiful. And we're going to just hold that for a minute because I want everyone to know you've been listening to Dr. Andy Mencia, and it's the wonderful world of wellness. And if you look at Boomer Times, we just came out with our August issue. Their particular article this month is Nature's Magic for Beautiful and Healthy Skin. And for those of you who have seen Dr. Mencia, you'll see he has the most beautiful skin for a man I've ever seen. But whether you're welcome. Whether you use sweet potato or papaya or avocado masks or all the things that went into this article, because Sylvia Otero did a great job with our radio show. But I just want to tell you, if you want to see Dr. Mencia, there are a few ways to do this. You can actually go down to his AGI Medical and Dental Center in Fort Lauderdale. Once a month, he's up at Boynton Beach at their center. But let me give you the phone number for Fort Lauderdale, since they're open on Saturdays. And the number there is 954-489-1345. That's 954-489-1345, or go to their website, which is agifl.com. Home visit services are available for homebound patients, and they have a fantastic dental department. So whether you need your teeth cleaned or you need implants, please give them an opportunity to help you. Okay, I don't want to... the other thing is, I thought that it would be a good thing, Dr. Mencia, to talk about some of your elder patients and what is it that you find remarkable about them. Think of some.
Happiness, happy. They are happy patients. They usually come, they have jokes to tell me. They come, they bring jokes, and sometimes when I'm lecturing, I use their jokes. So
they're not dirty jokes.
Some are dirty jokes. Some are dirty jokes. But, it's funny, and they are up today. I have one of my patients that came yesterday, and he goes, the app on the phone called WhatsApp? I said, yeah, I have it on my phone. He said, okay. This guy get an invitation from his best friend because he's getting married. but he's so cheap that he sent the invitation through WhatsApp. So he asked him, "Are you coming?" He said, "Sure, I'll be there." So he got there with, wife and friends and what have you, and invade the wedding. And he said, "Did you bring a gift?" And he said, "Yeah, I went to the mall. I took a picture of one of the most expensive gifts, and here it is in WhatsApp."
No, that's
Send
funny.
a picture.
That's funny.
That's so funny.
Oh,
I
that
mean,
is.
Donna and Oscar and I, we were just cracking up. I said, "What a great joke. I love the joke." And I just
But what you're saying
and
is...
that became the joke of the day. So.
Okay, so what you're saying is this older person has gotten on the computer, they've gotten on Facebook, they have an iPhone,
They have.
and that's something that some people say, oh no, they have this excuse, no, I can't do that.
Right.
But that's not true, is it?
That's not true. I have one of my patients, he's a retired painter. He used to paint apartments and houses and what have you. And the wife tell me, my husband, he goes, I don't know how often, once a month he finds something in the house he has to paint. But that's what he used to do. That's what he want to do. So he buy this paint without a heavy odor or anything like that, and just paint this wall or paint the paint that side, paint the back, paint the chair. But that's what he did on his life. And
the chair was white, tomorrow it's red, right?
Yeah. There is a story of a man that have outlived all his family, his kids, grandkids, and everybody. He's on his late 90s, and he's from Spain. And he took his property, and he started building with his own two hands. He retired in his early 50s, he retired. And he started building this cathedral with his own two hands. And you can Google him. He's on YouTube. And he started building this cathedral with his own two hands. And he's still building the cathedral. It's like maybe 3/4 of the way done.
How old is he?
Almost 90.
I love that. I have to find that.
And he gets up every morning to put the bricks over here and put little bricks over there. And he doesn't get help. He doesn't bring people to help him or anything like that. He's doing this with his own two hands. And this guy is in his late 90s.
Beautiful.
He has
story.
outlived all his family. And he said, as long as God give me another day, I will put another stone.
That's a fabulous story.
So we need to have objective in life, and it's important. You cannot, if you go and you say, well, I've been in bed for 3 days, literally that's impossible, and it's detrimental. Imagine when a person sit in an emergency room for 2 hours, you have a over 70% chance of developing a clot in the leg, or an embolism in your lung, or a clot in your heart that will travel to your brain and kill you. So imagine you doing this at the comfort of your home, to just lie down and not to move around. And, I even tell when we do home visits and when I talk to the staff that is in charge of doing the home visit, you have to motivate the caregivers to move those ankles, to press the feet toward the dorsum of the feet, and then have the patient push you away. And the same thing with the hand. You grab the hand and you pull the hand. Say, come on, pull me. And making the muscle move. They don't have to get up and dance a tango with you. But yes,
that would be good too.
That would be even better. That would be great.
Especially if you came, they would do that. Yeah, I know. See, you're the medicine. We don't need you. We need you in a bottle.
At least, moving their feet and, massaging their belly. Because, when you massage your intestine, it will help you have a good bowel movement. Right. So, and we have spoken on the radio when we talk about constipation, how you start with the appendixes and you start doing superficial, then deep massage, and follow the line of the large intestine. And when you do that before you get out of bed, when you get up, you're going to have a much better bowel movement than if you do not do that, because the intestine, they respond to hot things that make your intestine move, like hot water. Anything hot increase peristalsis. And also palpation, when you push, when you touch, it will increase peristalsis. So all of those natural things that we can do, will help a lot.
I was thinking as you were talking, we were kind of making a joke about, having
and share
people...
the love, hug your. I mean, how can you live with somebody and you don't give them a hug at least once a day?
Yeah, you give them a hug. But I was thinking about music. We didn't, and we're just about out of time. But thinking about putting on some, Latin music, the people do the Zumba.
Now
people,
the samba,
yeah, so put the music on. I would think that'd be very hard for someone to be just sit there like a statue. They've got to move their feet. They've got to do something, right?
I had one of my dental assistant came to by my house on a Sunday. And, I was just organizing my clothes. I just finished washing and just folding my clothes. And I have the music loud and listening to the music. He say, like, what's going on? You expecting company? I say, yeah, no. I'm expecting myself.
And with that, we have to say goodbye. Dr. Mencia, it's always such a pleasure. And you are my medicine for the Saturday, I have to tell you. It's always just great. And you are
my medicine, and our listening is my medicine for every Saturday.
Yes, that's true. And remember, the August issues just come out, and Dr. Mencia has a wonderful article in there. And we hope that, that you do go to say hello to him. Even if you don't want to go see a doctor, just go say hello to Dr. Mencia.
Just come and say.
Make a beginning. They should come.
Howdy, y'all.
They should come and say hello, and so that when they need a doctor, they've already met you, and that's the thing to do. So thank you very much for being here with us.
Share the love.
Yes, share the love. Thanks for listening to The Wonderful World of Wellness with Dr. Andy Mencia. Be sure to tune in each Saturday morning from 7 to 7:30 right here on WSBR 740 AM.